discuss issues about this thing called life. Today's issue, death penalty. And we are blessed today to have on the program Commissioner Karen Dumpit of the Commission on Human Rights. Hello po, ma'am. Thank you for gracing our show.
Good evening, again, I'd like to greet everybody. A good evening at sa mga ating tagapakinig, magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. It's good to be here to talk about life.
Opo nga, buhay parang life. Ito, pagkitil ng buhay. Commissioner, ano po ba yung June 24 is an important date?
Yes, June 24 is actually a celebration of life. Kasi last 2006, June 24, there was a law passed and it's Republic Act 9346. At ito po ay pinamagatang an act prohibiting the imposition of death penalty in the Philippines. Ito po ay nilalaan ng ating dating Pangulo po, si Gloria Macapagal Arroyo po, noong June 24, 2006.
So, noong 2006 meron na hindi
yes.
dapat.
Kasi ito yung naging basihan din para mapirmahan natin yung tratado na nagsasabi, ito yung optional protocol aiming at the abolition of the death penalty para po wakasan na ng panghabang buhay for life, kumbaga, na hindi na mag-i-impose ng death penalty sa ating bansa.
So, what happened, Commissioner? Bakit po meron na naman naghain? Hindi po ba dapat yun? Ibig sabihin nun, sabi mo nga kanina, for life. Bakit
yes.
may naghain na naman sa Kongreso ng pagbalik ng death penalty?
Alam niyo, madalas po naming sabihin yan kasi yung commitment before the international community actually binds us in perpetuity that we committed before the international community. We promised in the United Nations, we promised never to bring back the death penalty. Now, why?
We promised.
Yes.
Parang nagiging promise
legally binding document. It's legally binding. Tsaka yan, kaya madalas namin itong sinasabi. Na sinasabi namin sa ating mga mambabatas, marami pong ibang paraan para masawata ang krimen, lalong-lalo na ang karumal-dumal na krimen. Hindi po katanggap-tanggap na sabihin na ang death penalty ay nagde-deter ng crimes. Because that's really false. Wala pong koneksyon. In fact, ang nakita namin nung nagpa-survey po kami, and that's the first national, comprehensive, and dedicated survey on the death penalty. That sabi kasi nila popular, gusto ng tao, etc. Ang sabi po naman namin, base dun sa aming survey na isinagawa, na pag binigyan mo ang tao ng choices, ito yung mga krimen, binigyan mo ng choices, on the average, 7 out of 10 will not choose the death penalty. So it's not just because it's popular. At the reason why we're saying hindi rin kasi akma ang death penalty, sapagkat yan ay perfect punishment. Hindi naman po perfect ang justice system natin, nagkakamali po tayo. So, second, hindi rin siya deterrent. Hindi rin siya nakakaiwas sa krimen o hindi rin siya nakakapigil ng krimen. Ang nakakapigil ng krimen ay yung siguradong mapaparusahan ka at ang sinasabi nga yung parusang yun dapat proportional o dapat akma. Kasi one last thing that I'd like to point out also, isipin po natin paano natin papakita na ang pumatay ng tao ay masama at mali kung papatay din tayo based on our justice system. Diba?
Opo, nakikita ko yung passion sa iyong boses, Commissioner Karen. Nakikita ko yung passion, yung galit. Balik po tayo dun sa sinabi nyo na may abolition, yung ang pinasa nung 2006, and then nakapirma tayo sa international treaty promising them. When you tell how does that resonate to our lawmakers? Pag sinabi nung, teka, may pangako tayo sa international committee, in an international treaty, meron tayong pangako. Anong sinasabi nila? Kasi for me na layman, na hindi naman po ako marunong ng mga law, ng mga mga filing sa Congress, mga international treaties. Para sa akin, dead end na yun eh. Nangako tayo eh. Bakit pa nila binabalik? Anong sinasabi nila?
Yun na nga, popular, the people want it. Naku, dapat talaga, kasi ang sinasabi rin nila, pagkaganyan, hindi na tao yung gumagawa ng mga ganyan, mga massacre. Ngayon, inaano nila sa drugs, di ba? Ang sinasabi nila, pagkakawata na ang drugs, balikan natin ang death penalty. Pero ang sinasabi nga namin, hindi yan eh. The real effective means of ensuring that there is drug control, no? At mas kawata yung mga krimen kaugnay ng mga droga is really through blue law enforcement, mahusay na pagsasaliksik, mahusay na pag-pursue ng krimen, no? Yan ang pinaka-importante na diretso na nakaka-affect dun sa pag-deter ng crime. But death penalty alone, may iniisip ba ang mga gumagawa ng masama, iniisip ba nila yung parusa? Hindi nila iniisip yan pagka gumagawa sila ng krimen. Ang iniisip nila ay kung paano makakatakas. Paano sila hindi mahuhuli.
Ma'am, sa trabaho nyo sa human rights, ano ang masasabi nyo dito sa sinasabi nga ng pamahalaan na dapat yung drug use, yung nahuhuli, at alam naman po natin sa nakikita ko lang sa news na ang halos napapatay naman, ang nahuhuli ay mahihirap. So ano po, do you have numbers in the Commission on Human Rights? Ano po you are on the ground, ano po talaga ang senaryo? Kasi kami nakikita lang namin sa news. Ano ang nakikita niyo po?
Well, sabi nga nila, no, it's a war against the poor. Actually, saan ka nakakita ng mga high level na na-target na nila, di ba?
Wala
nga po. Ang sinasabi nga natin, yung tokhang, ang nasasalanta dyan, yung mga mahihirap. And not only that, no? Even if we say, kasi lahat naman tayo galit sa droga, sa krimen na idinudulot ng droga. Let's not get that wrong, and let's not confuse that with saying na, but we're advocating na anti-death penalty, wag natin ibalik. Hindi naman po nangangahulugan na wag parusahan ang mga nagkasala sa batas, di ba?
Yes. Klaro po tayo doon.
Ang nangyayari ngayon is talamak pa rin. Anong nangyari doon sa kampanya? Kasi hindi siya natutugunan properly. Yun sa tingin namin. At ang sinasabi nga natin dito, dapat makatao ang pamamaraan, no? Dapat nirerespeto pa niya yung mga principles and standards na nasa batas din naman natin, nasa Bill of Rights, rule of law, right to be proven, right to be treated as an innocent person before proven guilty, di ba? And then yun nga, yung sa strategies, meron na ba tayong nakita talaga na high level na talagang natugunan, no? Ang nangyari kasi, parang ang iniisip lang natin, iisa lang ang muka ng isang taong nagdodroga. Pero dapat himayin natin yon, yung mga occasional users lang naman. O di kaya yung mga small time sellers na isa, dalawang pakete, over kilo-kilo na naka-warehouse. O di kaya yung in the past, not in this administration, merong nakita na in Pasig, di ba? Merong tinatawag na nakalimutan ko basta may tiyangge ang tawag nila na parang
naalala ko yung tiyangge sa Pasig. Right.
Yes. Tapos meron din, I think this was in Pampanga if I'm not mistaken, that there was a factory of drugs, di ba? And this wasn't in this administration. But there have been some very, very little na nakita, pero nasaan na sila ngayon? Wala, di ba? Tapos ang naging kaakibat pa nung campaign against illegal drugs is puro patayan, puro mga nangangamatay, including those that result in even legitimate police operations. Ang sinasabi nila, presumption of regularity yan. how can you presume regularity for a legitimate operation na palaging may namamatay? Hindi ba dapat lahat pinoprotektahan mo? Kaya nga gusto mong dalhin na justice, di ba?
Balikan po natin yung sinabi niyong presumption of irregularity. Tama po
Presumption of regularity. Parang
in layman's term, ano po yun?
Pagka ikaw ay taong gobyerno at may ginawa ka, ang sasabihin sa'yo, ang defense mo, in the regular performance of your function naman yon. Diba?
So ano po ang masasabi niyo dyan as a person, as a commissioner in human rights?
Ang sinasabi naman namin, presumption ba of regularity? Kung may namamatay palagi sa police operation, hindi. Di ba? Hindi yun presumption eh. Tapos doon na ikinakabit yung, kasi nanlaban. Pero pag makita mo yung mga ibang ebidensya, makikita mo may mga signs of restraint, naka-handcuff, o di kaya pag nakita mo yung kwento, ang perfect example nga dyan yun si Kian eh. If we had a video for every killing that actually happened, then we will see. Pero hindi di ba? So you have to take a look at how they tell the story. Kasi nanlaban. Pero pag tiningnan mo, nasa kustodiya na nila, apat-apat sila, tapos aagawin yung barel. Parang it kind of defies logic when you take a look at the whole story, di ba? Sometimes wala pa yung witness and all that. Kaya kami, masaya din kami na ngayon iro-roll out na yung video cams ni General Eliazar. No? It's about time, it's high time, pero it should have been there from day one. Kasi matagal ng clamor yan eh.
Ano po ang makikita sa video na to? Pwede nyo na bang isawalat ngayon? O hihintayin muna natin?
Well, yung video kasi, like yung kay Kian de los Santos nga eh, di ba? Example na lang yun.
Yung sa Caloocan.
Oo, yung ang sinasabi nila, kasi itong si Kian, nahuli yan, na nagbebenta or something to that effect, tapos nang agaw ng barel. Pero pag makita mo yung video na ipinalabas, he was already subdued. May dalawa nang umaakay sa kanya and then he was forced to, he was brought to an alley na parang dead end, tapos dun siya pinatay. Diba? Kung wala yung video na yon, nasaan na, diba? And that's the only conviction that we have right now. At the lower courts, pero naka-appeal pa yon, di ba? So, what I'm saying is, again, kasi ngayon, ang gusto nilang gawin, ang gusto ng ating administration at ibang mambabatas, ibalik yung death penalty para masawata yung droga. Pero sa totoo lang, ang death penalty kasi sa dami rin ng mga napatay na, wala pa rin hindi pa rin nasasawata yung droga. So, it's also the same thing, no? And the death penalty, well, it's a similar thing. It's not exactly the same thing. But what we mean to say is that the death penalty is not a deterrent. So
why do you say that?
Hindi naman bumababa eh. Pag tiningnan natin yung past history ng death penalty, we still had death penalty for about 10 years at the time. And it started during the Ramos administration. That was the time that the death penalty was resurrected, no? Kasi kung inyong matatandaan, the 1987 Constitution actually abolished it already. Ang difference lang ngayon, nagpirma tayo na ng tratado na sinasabi natin na hindi na natin ibabalik, no? So at the time when we were looking, nung in-execute the first person, si Leo Echegaray, rape went up. So rape cases went up during the same year. So it's
mas
not
tumaas po ang cases kesa dapat, diba? Kasi ang sinasabi nila matatakot, bababa ang mga kaso.
And then even now, we don't have the death penalty. But if you go to the PNP, website and you look at the crime statistics, the index crimes went down. There's no death penalty pero bumababa except for murder. Except for murder because ngayon nga napakarami kasing extrajudicial killings na complaints talaga.
Ma'am,
So,
tignan natin yung global arena. May mga countries pa ba that is imposing death penalty? Meron pa ba?
meron
Saan?
pa. China, kunyari. China, di ba? Merong ding ibang bansa sa atin, meron kasing mga tinatawag na na abolitionist in practice. Merong mga ganyan na nandun pa sa kanila yung death penalty, pero hindi na nila in-execute.
What about
Oo.
yung mga countries na nag-abolish na? At ano yung mga reasons nila? Bakit nila in-abolish ang death penalty sa kanilang bansa?
Well, in the same manner, no. Ang ano kasi diyan is that it's not an effective deterrent. It's not a deterrent. 'Yun ang issue dun eh. Kasi
Hindi siya
bakit mo
deterrent.
pa, di ba? Katulad nga nung sinabi, tapos nung sasabihin nila na, o sige, nandiyan na tayo, hindi siya deterrent. Pero it's for retribution, revenge, para balikan, etc. Hindi ganun yung ating justice system. Ang justice system natin is reformatory, di ba? Ang justice system natin is objective. In fact, ang sinusulong natin ngayon is restorative justice. Ano ba yung restorative justice? Ang restorative justice, tinitingnan in all angles, no? Kung ano yung nangyari, bakit naging offender itong taong ito. Tinitingnan din from the victim's point of view. Tinitingnan din from the community's point of view. Now, how do you restore the harm done to the community?
Paano nga po ba? Ano po ba ang advice?
So maraming paraan dyan. Ang famous kasi na example siguro ng restorative justice na nakikita ko between the offender and the victim, no? Yung kwento ni Cherry Picache, napakaganda talaga. And it's called radical.
Sa nanay niya.
Yes. Alam mo, ang nakakaano dyan, nakakalungkot talaga at nakakapanlumo is that the mom actually hired this person, no? Na I think gardener niya or what. Na literally, sa streets lang yata, doon kasi nakatira or something, no? I'm not really very sure of that. But that was the story that got to me, no? And then he was hired. Pero napatay siya, yung mommy ni Miss Cherry Pie, no? Of course, si Cherry Pie, ang ano niya yung journey niya to forgiveness was not really easy. I mean, di ba, tayo galit yung
imagine, oo naman, pinatay ang nanay mo, walang kalaban-laban.
At saka, di ba yung bugso ng damdamin na sana, ganyan ka, di ba, you have to acknowledge that, syempre. Kasi, ang tanong nga, bakit mo ginawa? She was so good to you, why did you have to kill her and all that? So anyway, her journey was, one time, she was praying the Our Father. And then sa Our Father, ang inaano niya is, ano ba yun? Our Father, art in heaven, holy be your name, your kingdom come, your will be done.
Forgive us our sins as we forgive our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass.
Exactly. Tapos sabi niya, teka muna, humingi ako ng tawad, pero ako, nagpapatawad ba ako?
So ano po ang ginawa niya?
And then she started, dumalaw na siya, tapos nakipag-usap na siya. So that encounter is a very good example of restorative justice. Kasi she had to move on. But in moving forward, I think that's a better term, is she had to forgive. Tayo, di ba, nako, talaga aminin natin, minsan napakahirap nating mag-forgive, di ba? Kasi nga, galit tayo, yung emotions natin. But what about this one? If she can do that, my gosh. And not all victims want death for the perpetrator. They want punishment because something wrong was done, was committed. But it does not mean that they always call for blood. Kasi nga, ang sinasabi, maski yung remember yung victim ni Mayor Sanchez, yung sa Laguna, yung mom ni si Mrs. Sarmiento, yung mom ni I forget her first name, Eileen Sarmienta, I think.
Okay. Sigurado.
as sabi niya, as a Christian, sabi niya, I cannot ask for the death. So it's also based on faith. It's also based on belief. But it's also based on professional study of criminology that it's not effective. Diba?
So in the professional level, criminology, talaga namang ipinakita na nila na hindi effective, na pinakita na ng mga pagsusuri, ng mga pag-aaral, na hindi siya effective. Would you say, ma'am, na ang magiging biktima ng death penalty ay yung mahihirap?
Yes, merong ganong pag-aaral na palagi, kasi ito na lang isipin natin. Ang mahirap, wala naman yung pera pang defense. Normally, binibigay yan sa public attorneys, sa PAW lawyer.
Opo, mga PAW.
Oo, magagaling ang ating mga PAW naman. Pero pagtingnan mo ang kanilang bulto-bulto ng kadami-dami nilang kaso, matutugunan ba nila yan? Hindi kasing galing ng isang taong may kakayanan na normally mayaman o may kaya na pwedeng depensahan yan, magkaroon ng lahat ng avenues for defense, no? Kaya makikita mo talaga na bibihira, even in our studies, makikita mo na yung socio-economic background ng lahat ng napunta sa death row, karamihan mahirap.
Karamihan mahirap, opo. So, you mentioned about faith So, paano mo i-relate yung faith sa death penalty? Kasi po, may mga nagsasabi naman na in the medieval times, in the Old Testament maybe, okay naman, parang meron namang death penalty. I think the crucifixion is a death penalty.
Well, yes, no? Ganito yan. Nung kami ng survey, ang sinasabi namin dito, opinions not to restore the death penalty, and I'm referring to this. So, ang sinasabi sa opinion is, only the poor and not the rich will usually meet the death penalty, be meted the death penalty. So, overwhelmingly, pag makita mo, ang konti lang ang nagdi-disagree doon. Sa katunayan, about, and I'm adding here, pasensya na, 63% believe na mahihirap lang ang mapapatawan ng death penalty. Pero pag tiningnan mo, in the context of faith, this is a national survey. Ang sinabi dun sa survey na yon is that, do you agree or disagree with this statement? Only God can take away life. I think it was more than 80%. So, base rin sa paniniwala. Pero syempre, yan, opinion yan eh. Okay. Diba? And opinions can change. If you give them facts, opinions can change. So, if you give them false hope na ang death penalty, makakasawatayan sa krimen. Pag maniwala ka, hindi ka mag-verify, talagang, okay ako. Diba? Papayag ka. Pero, if you try to triangulate information, para lang yung nag-website ka ka sa social media. Pag sa social media, sasabihin mo ito, tapos i-share mo, fake news pala. Ayaw mo naman ang gano'n, di ba?
So, are there any more facts, that you want to inform our people regarding the death penalty, the science behind it, the facts that we need to know? Kasi maraming tao ang parang, sawa na sa krimen, kailangan ng death penalty. Ano pa ang dapat naming malaman?
Well, ganito, no? May iba't ibang paraan para masawata ang krimen, no? One of the indicators that's actually very positive is police-to-population ratio. Police-to-population ratio has been known to be to affect yung deterrence.
Meron yung police.
Yung efficiency rin ng community-based programs, yung vigilance ng community. Pagkilala mo yung isa, di ba? Actually nga, simple lang na pwede yung mga CCTVs, kung meron yan sa ibang lugar, nakaka-deter din yan. Kasi pag may nakatingin, titingnan mo dun sa sa taas, may CCTV ba dito?
Yes,
pag may nakatingin, na rin yun. And then, kung hindi man maiwasan ng krimen, pwede mong masolve dahil dun sa CCTV, di ba? So, but actually, it's really certainty of punishment that will deter crime, but also punish them, no? But it's not, again, people want punishment for a crime that has been done. But it does not necessarily mean that they want the death penalty because it's not. Nabanggit mo yung Old Testament, yan, yung eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Di ba sabi nga ni Gandhi, sabi niya, pagka ganyan, ang ano natin, puro na lang tayo bulag at bungi. Di ba? An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Di ba? So, ako, I do this literally, I demonstrate. Sige nga, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Sige, pagkabuhay ang binawi, pagkabuhay ang binawi, buhay din ang kapalit. So, sinasabi nila yan, di ba? Pero sinasabi naman namin, di pag ni-rape pala, dapat ang punishment rape din. Di ba? So, hindi siya akma. Tapos, babalik tayo dun sa una kong sinabi kanina. Paano natin tuturuan o paano natin ide-demonstrate na mali at krimen itong ginawang ito at karumal-dumal kung gagawin din natin. Diba? Paano natin sasabihin na ang pumatay ay mali?
Kung gagawin din natin. So ang sinasabi mo ba, Karen, is kung magkakaroon ng death penalty, di lalong lalakas ang loob ng mga taong pumatay kasi ginagawa ng pamahalaan, institutionalize ang pagpatay.
Yes, yes, in a way, yes, no? Kasi ang ayaw nga natin dito, di ba may tinatawag na lynch mob? Hahanapin ka, tapos merong mga crowd na pupunta sa iyo, you know, parang ihahunting ka, parang ganon. Yung mentality na hindi natin dapat palawigin. No? Ang dapat nating isipin ngayon, ano bang effective? Kasi all of us, kahit pro ka, kahit anti ka, or kahit you're in between, in this
decisive
death penalty,
yes.
Everybody wants a safe community. Everybody wants a crime-free society. But how do we work towards that? And working towards that is looking at deterrence or effective deterrence, effective methods of deterring crime. Diba?
Sa trabaho mo, ma'am, sa Human Rights Commission, ano ang mga root cause ng criminality? Bakit may mga nagiging kriminal?
You know,
bakit sila nagagawa yung mga bagay na nagawa nila?
It's good that you pointed that out kasi sa restorative justice system na inaano natin, na pinopromote natin. By the way, that's already found in the juvenile justice law that we have, 9344 if I'm not mistaken, RA 9344.
Ano po yan?
Concept, juvenile justice law. Yan yung pagka mga bata ang nagkakasala sa batas, merong diversion program yan.
Okay.
Restorative justice takes a look at why people offend, why people commit crimes,
Opo.
why they become offenders. And part of that, of course, is the background. Na kung ikaw naman ay lumaki ka sa isang pamilya na you know, yung parents mo, maybe one parent is involved in criminality, yung mga ganon, na you were home, that's societal factors yan. Tapos, hindi na correct yung behavior mo nung bata ka. Diba? O di kaya, maraming ano yan it's not only naman yung mga heinous crimes, most of the crimes that are committed are really socio-economic. And makikita natin na yung iba, makikita mo rin to sa mga news, no? Na merong isang tao na shoplift ng delata. Pagkain lang para sa kanila, 'di ba? Pagkain lang kasi gutom o di kaya walang pera, kailangan kumain, etc., etc. So 'yun, iko-compare mo ba 'yun sa malaking krimen nga na yung mga high crimes, kunyari mga plunder, o di kaya nagnakaw ka ng pera, nagpondo, nag-siphon ka ng pondo sa isang kumpanya o di kaya sa gobyerno, yung ganun ba? So, makikita natin na it really depends on the background. It really depends on what kind of crime as well. Kasi parang ano yan hindi ko alam kung nanood kayo nitong very famous play, yung Les Miserables. Yung Les Miserables, nag-umpisa niyan na nagkasakit yung kapatid niya at kailangan kumain ng kapatid niya, nagnakaw siya ng bread. Diba? Doon lang nag-umpisa yung storyang yun. So, just this is digressing, but actually it's really connected. Kaya yung issue na yung community pantries, magbigay ka, nung sobra mo, ilalagay mo doon, tapos you share it. That's the community working. And you must have for those community pantries, we must have prevented a lot of crime.
Yung kailangan ng panggisa, kailangan ng pangsaing, kailangan ng pang-almusal.
That's why community vigilance, community getting together in the community is really very important. That's part of restorative justice.
Kung kausap nyo, I'm sure marami na kayong kinausap, Commissioner Karen. Kung halimbawa, ano ang message nyo sa ating Pangulo? As a final message in this show, kunyari makaharap kayo sa ating Pangulo, ano ang gusto mong sabihin sa kanya?
Sana po wag na po death penalty kasi po hindi talaga nag-work. Yun po ang doon, hindi po talaga mabisa na paraan para masawata ang krimen. Ang talagang mabisang paraan ay yung research-based na talagang ang kailangan po natin, human rights-based approach na ginagalang po natin ang karapatan ng lahat, right to be innocent until proven guilty. Innocent until proven guilty, kailangan po yan. At yun talagang mga measures na nag-work po, no? Yung yung true blue law enforcement work, and then gathering the community, no, to be able to be vigilant against criminality. And then restorative justice po ang atin. Kasi lahat po ng tao nagkakamali. Ngayon, gusto po natin na ituwid yon, pero kailangan po ng programa para maintindihan kung bakit ang krimen nangyayari. At marami pong sasagot dyan sa kadahilan ng socio-economic. Pero pagdating naman po sa high crimes, kailangan din po talaga ng sophistication when it comes to crime busting, kumbaga. We need certainty of punishment, we need proportionality, but the death penalty is not the answer for that because it does not work. Studies would show that. So sana po, kalimutan na po yung death penalty, pero hindi po kakalimutan yung kampanya para masawata ang krimen at masawata ang droga na nagdadala ng maraming krimen. Diyan, unity yan. We are united in that purpose. But we have to do it the right way, in a way that respects the right to life, in a way that respects all human rights. For everybody. Hindi po tayo namimili.
For everybody. Maraming salamat, Commissioner Karen, for all your time, for all the wisdom that you have imparted to our show tonight.
Maraming salamat sa pagkakataon. Sana maulit po. Anytime.
Ay nako, my pleasure, Commissioner Karen. Maraming salamat po. And I thank you, my dear viewers, for always watching the episode of Buhay Parang Life. We are able to bring you new, exciting, and informative episodes every week because of your support. So please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and Facebook page. We read and value your comments. So please write down your thoughts and suggestions in the space provided below. The fight for life, the fight for human rights is everybody's battle. We ask Saint Joseph to help us become fearless in this fight for life. Joseph, most courageous, pray for us. This is Rita David, reminding you today, haba-habaan po ang pasensya sapagkat ang buhay parang tayo.